take our paint marker and we need to torque mark the bolt with a slash across the top or on the front, and that indicates that this bolt has been torqued and it is done. What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be installing new seatbelts using the original hardware on this Army Humvee. It would be the same process if you were doing it on any other vehicle and you needed to tighten the bolts. You need to know what the foot-pounds of torque is, and you need to have a torque wrench and an Artline paint marker. So let's get started. Find out online what the correct foot-pounds of torque is for this particular type of application. In this case, since we're doing a seatbelt, I looked it up on the Humvee's manual, and it says 35 foot-pounds of torque. So we're going to be using our torque wrench and setting that to 35 pounds. And the way you do that is to line up the 0 on this rotating handle section with the line underneath where it says, oh, here we go, foot-pounds of torque. And once you've got, make sure this is in focus. Once you've got that 0 lined up, it's going to coincide with one of these whole numbers. And it says right here, this is 40. So if we go down to 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, bingo, we are now at 35 foot-pounds of torque. We're not going to start off with the torque wrench. We're going to start off with our classic socket ratchet, and for this I'm going to just use the 5/8, and this seat belt is going to go into the lower anchor section. Now that I've hand tightened it, I'm going to go ahead and get started with this. Getting it a little further along. Nice and clean, so this thing is going in by hand faster. This particular setup, there is no bolt. This is actually going right into a threaded bracket. So it's getting a little tight, so I'm going to replace the socket and put it onto my torque wrench. All right, I'm going to double check that we are at the right 35. Yep, looks good. So I'm going to stick that right in. And I'm going to wait until I get that click. And that means that we have hit 35. The last step we have to do is we have to take our paint marker and we need to torque mark the bolt with a slash across the top or on the front. And that indicates that this bolt has been torqued and it is done. So make sure that you don't forget to do that step, so you don't come along at the end of the project and realize that you've got to go ahead and retorque these and you over torque them, or you leave them and they don't get torqued at all. So make sure you do that important step, and I'll give you a link below on where to buy these. So thanks for watching The Monthly Guy.